Ladies, gentlemen, welcome back. And in today's video, we are looking at the Modao. Obviously, they've had a buff similar to the Iron Reapers. So we're going to see how they're getting on, how their anti-cav capabilities are. Obviously, we can use the polearm doctrines on them now. That's very exciting. That means, yeah, lots of possibilities for kind of making them better at certain things. Giving them the stun doctrine, that sort of thing. Reduced damage when braced. That I have gone for, but I'm not 100% sure if it's working or not, because if you added up all the numbers, all the percentage of damage reduction to cavalry, it's pretty high. And then we did a cavalry test, and yeah, we'll go through that when I put the clip up. But let's go through the Vectors line and let's have a look at the doctrines and see how they're looking. Okay, so here are my Modao. And if we look at the Vectors line, I have taken top. I know a lot of people like bottom, that I'm potentially thinking about changing it to, especially for these ones, because I've gone for a very anti-cavalry doctrine, sort of doctrines on these. So bottom might actually be better, a bit more tanky. But at the moment, I'm enjoying having Carnage on a low cooldown, you know, extra slashing pen, that sort of thing. But yeah. So we go top line, but I don't think there's anything wrong with bottom line or top line. I think they're both equally quite as good. Just I feel like top line might be better for killing infantry, and these are just better. Bottom line is better for like bracing at doorways and killing cav. So potentially I should probably do that considering my doctrines. But speaking of doctrines, let's have a look at those. So to start off with, we have got the Pike Defense Doctrine. Reduces damage taken from cavalry when using a brace type skill by 30%. Really nice. Yeah, 30% less damage. That's lovely. Moving on. Anti-Cavalry Doctrine. Yes, you can have both of these that I was surprised at. You can have both. But this is what I'm saying. I'm not sure if it's actually working or not. But anyway, reduces damage taken from cavalry when using brace type skill by 40%, increased damage versus cavalry while braced by 16%. Really nice. And then toughness doctrine. This I'm going to remove, just because I don't feel like there's any point. It's only 8 hits, and if 8 serfs hit you, then the effect's gone until you go back to the supply. So I'll probably replace this with a blunt defense doctrine. For when but we've got the Doctrine removal event coming up, so that's when I'll do that. Modao, Doctrine 1, increase damage to cavalry by 200 points, and then just a bracing stun doctrine. So really big boy doctrines on these, but I'm not 100% sure if they're working. You can judge for yourselves when we see the clip of us charging some cavalry into them. So let's get into the clips. So here we go. We've got the Modao set up with all the doctrines you've just seen. So they theoretically shouldn't take any damage really from these chevaliers. This is chevaliers with courtiers. So we'll see how they get on. They're charged in. And what did we lose? We lost 2 Modao right there. We got a few that are low health. We lost another one. 3 Modao. Yeah, it's... I don't know if I was expecting better or worse. I mean, they did kill a full group of chevaliers that is 340 leadership. So it's not bad, but I think if you had 4 Braccios, I think they would have done the same. So now we're getting onto the big bad YOLO Cav, and we have 21 Modao here. So, but with those doctrines, you would expect it to survive, but unfortunately, I think this YOLO Cav was top line, so as you can see, the YOLO Cav is making short work of my Modao, unfortunately. That, as I said again, you would expect with these doctrines that this would be an unkillable Cav killer. As with the Modao, they already have like a 40% damage reduction from Cav, or even more than that, I think it is. And then we've got 2 doctrines, one 30% Cav reduction and one 40% Cav reduction. So you would think that they would survive this, but no, they didn't. I mean, they did take the Cav out. To be honest, actually, thinking about it, they've taken an entire Chevalier group and an entire, well, leaving 4 YOLO cav left, so not bad actually. And now we move into more of the infantry killing clips. I was really trying to get cav to charge me, and the people watching the stream last night would have known I was begging cav to come and charge me in an open battle. That's why we actually went and got the clip you just saw, is because I couldn't get any cav to charge me. So what you're going to see now is a lot of infantry clips. So we're just seeing how they're working with the stun on brace, going for a few carnages, and just seeing how they get on. That my personal opinion is they like with the buff that's obviously buffed them against infantry as well in terms of how much damage they take. They do last okay, but I wouldn't be actively trying to front line all the time with them. One, because I feel like it's a waste because it's majority an anti-cav, but the only significant damage you'll get down is from carnage. Like when you do carnage, then yeah, go in, kill infantry, and then move on out. But initially, like, yeah, there you go with the carnage. So we pick up a few kills, but then if you just stand there like we're doing right now, they'll just slowly get knocked down, and then obviously we get trebbed, unfortunately, or just to the side of trebbed. I tried to kind of brace them in this corner here, see what happens, and then Onamusha come in and totally slaughter a lot of them. So yeah, this is probably the only time I managed to get a cav clip in an actual battle, because as I said, every cav was avoiding me, and I was missed out on the YOLO cav coming in. We go in for a little carnage, and then the guy turns his cav round that I was so happy about. We brace up, end up wiping his monastic knights that also had a buff that maybe I'll do a video on as well at some stage to see how good they're going. But yeah, you know, we're killing them. We're not taking any real damage from the cav. That's nice. So I think the only cav that's going to be a problem for Modao is YOLO cav, because of the top line having gets rid of any of the doctrines that reduces damage. It's a bit unfortunate. And then I try to put them in combat here, and obviously it all goes wrong and they die. So bit unfortunate. Coming here onto point, bringing my Modao in. We're just trying to get this point, and we got some new samurai here, the pike samurai, and I was just going to go for a little pickup on those. Unfortunately, he turns them around and comes down the stairs with a stab that does end up wiping out quite a lot of them. That stab is so brutal, but so much fun to use. But we do get our own back in the in one of the clips. We managed to wipe a full stack. And now we're heading up a tower for a bit of a skirmish. Again, it's going to be a lot of infantry stuff. I'm it's kind of annoyed that I missed out on that cavalry charge there. If I was a bit quicker, and man, I could have cleared that up. But again, as I said, we kept missing cavalry charges. But nonetheless, we're bringing them on. We're going to see what we can find on the B point, and yeah, see if I can somehow get some damage into some shields. I think it's again another problem with how many shields are about at the moment. It does make it slightly hard. Going with a carnage that actually rips heroes up. That's nice. So we take that guy out. I'm playing them in this clip very safe, because I was trying to hold them for cavalry, and I just ended up with them up here. So I was a bit like, yeah, I don't really want to lose them, but I'll try and, you know, be maybe a bit of a back line or stop people from coming to these archers behind us. But then they start overrunning here, and I remember thinking to myself, I need these to try and get a clip for this video. So I sent them back like an idiot. Really, I shouldn't have sent them back. But then in the same game, we've got them back, 18 of them, and we're bringing them up to the C point. That we actually do have a nice little push here, and it does show you can use these as an infantry pushing unit. Definitely, it's just they have there's just I think that shouldn't be your primary objective with these guys. And then we go in with the carnage, wipe out those. Of course, not the best jab in the game either, so it's not really anything to write home about. And then we just whip this guy out, and then we're going to put them at the stairs, just in case anybody tries to, you know, charge cavalry up or try and stop us on C. So, yeah, I mean, it's good in a clump. They're very you know, if you're in a big death ball, it's pretty good to have these guys in here because you can counter cav and all that while you're there, and you still have some infantry capabilities. And here we go. This is me taking out the samurai, on with the carnage, and actually we managed to take the entire lot. And the hero. That's really nice. So they do have their melee worth, but I don't know. I don't know if they wouldn't be my first choice to play as like an infantry unit. But as I was saying, in a death ball, if you've got these in, it gives you that opportunity to brace for cav and do a bit to the infantry. You know, it gives you the options. That's nice. It's not sort of a one-trick pony. That's nice. At the moment, we're just looking around. I'm just wondering if actually at the moment I'm staring to see if there's any cav around there, but there's none coming. So we are just waiting for the next engagement. I think comes from around this corner. That is going to be. It's only what is it? Demise pikes, I think they are. The grey pikes that isn't going to pose much of a challenge. We go on with carnage, and those guys are getting ripped. And I was actually I wasn't wanting to go for this short sword because I wanted to actually get footage of them killing the thing, but he just made me bob and weave the entire time. So, but he's down. They didn't pose much threat, and now we're going to go in with a little bomb there, get this guy down. And then he unfortunately leaves his marmalades there, so we go in with a nice carnage on those and take a few of those out, in with a Modao march, just give them another poke, yeah, they're sort of dealt with quite quickly. I don't know why I didn't stay around to finish them off, but I thought those Fort Braccio were enemy ones, and now we've just got this guy on the point here, and we shall take him out. Or chase after him. No, chase after him and do nothing, basically. But it looks like he's going to bring some heroes and stuff to the point. So I put them Modao on brace. That I find when you put them on brace against infantry, they don't really do anything. And I'm not sure if the stun doctrine is actually working. I have a feeling the stun doctrine doesn't actually work when they do their sort of brace thing. And now we got some more marmalades turning up that we're going to go in for a little carnage them. I kind of wish I hadn't have carnaged those, because now we got shield maidens to one side, and I could have actually picked those up beforehand, or attempted to pick them up, but he's yeeted pretty quickly, and he's gone. So yeah, I am enjoying them, but I don't think they're going to be part of my warband, if I'm honest. I just find myself trying to protect them, and I never feel like they did do as well as I want them to in the situations that they're meant to be good at. So, yeah. And that guy got a bit unfortunate. I was just testing out the bomb on dual blades. And now we're going to go in for another carnage. Carnage is literally my favourite thing while using Modaos. It definitely does the most to things. But that is about all I've got from this. We go after this pike, but it doesn't come to much. So, yeah. That's my Modao review. They are good, and whatever change they made is good. They're not too overpowered. They're not underpowered. But they're not my favorite unit to use. I find them a little bit clunky to use personally for myself. But I can see the advantages. They are good against cav. Not sure all the polearm doctrines are working properly in them just yet, because they should be taking less cav damage, I think, with all those doctrines that I've got in. But to take on a Yola Cav and monastics Chevaliers, I think, is not bad. So, yeah, let me know how you're finding them in the comments. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you in the next one.